Kungangar ama pikireti coronavirus kwa ka sumut kan manje bajuta nyil bajuta nine bajuta nifa bajuta nine bajuta stek kaka ka sumut kan manje bukana tuku gore badne baj ke bare sumu yene tere gudi ka sumut kati coronavirus tate ten tembe nyaaji baj pikireti ko nem vacciner manje annonce na warna pour mana janga yo bangola tanka fanga fa ka sumut kati covid-19.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Ladies and gentlemen, respectable elders, distinguished and invited guests, honorable members, APRC Party members and sympathizers, through the Alliance for Patriotic Orientation and Construction, APRC, we want to welcome all and sundry yet again to another press conference. It is our pleasure to welcome you. We really appreciate your efforts to get here to grace this very important event. Likewise, we want to thank media houses, freelance journalists, for honoring our invitation to be with us here in helping to disseminate the information that we'll be giving here. Without much to say, we want to plead with you to listen attentively to whatever message we'll be giving here. It's very important for us to listen so that we understand the message that we'll be giving. And again, to remind that there will be question and answer session precisely to the topic or message giving, but we cannot make it an all-day event. The place is rented and there is limitation to time. We want you to be informed in advance that we'll take relevant questions and the number of questions to be asked will be limited. Based on the venue where we are, time will be limited. Without much ado, I want to allow the party leader to begin the press conference by giving you whatever message he has. And also, let's make sure our mobile phones are silent or on vibrate, ringing, or it will disrupt some of the recordings or messages that we'll be giving. We want to thank each and every one of you for making it your way here. Thank you very much for gracing the mission of the party.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Let me seize this opportunity to thank the chairman of this press conference, Right Honorable Duduja. Let me also thank the various media houses for honoring our invitation to be here. We are sincerely gratified. We thank you very much. I also want to thank all of you present here to listen and carry away messages and information to the general public. I also want to thank all APRC militants in this country, sympathizers, well-wishers, and our dear brothers and sisters in the diaspora. We have our chairman in the United States, Alhaji Jibril Fadia, and all our members in the United States of America. In the United Kingdom, we have our chairman, Usman Panjabadi, and all our members in the United Kingdom. And in EU, we have our chairman, Baban Wintal, and all our militants within the EU. We also want to thank all our militants around the world, from Mauritania to Senegal, to Angola, Togo, throughout Africa, in the Arab world, in the Middle East, Asiatic countries, up to New Zealand. Wherever you may be, we want to thank you very much. I am informed that we have amidst us some honorable members from the National Assembly. We want to thank you very much for being here today. I also want to thank the National Executive Committee of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction for their steadfastness since 2017. Without you, we would not have been here today. We would not have reached this place. The management and staff of Coco Ojo, we want to thank you and appreciate your offer. I would also want to thank one of our dear sisters who had made it possible for us to be in this hall today. She's a veteran APRC member, one of the founders, one time a number 3 citizen of this country, who had not forgotten, despite all the challenges, the achievements of our Green Party, and indeed our Supreme Leader, who is that person is no other than Ajaratu Dr. Fatimata Jahun. On behalf of the entire membership of the APRC, we acknowledge and appreciate your efforts during this difficult time. I would finally want to thank our visionary leader, the man who transformed this country from the dark days to light. Yeah. So, the man who, despite all what people may be saying, has touched the hearts of the average Gambian in this country. That man is no other than His Excellency, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Abdul Aziz. I cannot conclude but thank my better halves. My 2 wives are around. I want to thank them and applaud them for their support during this difficult time. I am aware that we have some of our key players, some behind the scene, who had all the time been with us through thick and thin. I'm aware that our able action man, Honorable Gala Gaba Jahunta, is here with us. I want to thank you very much for all your efforts during this difficult time. We very much appreciate it, but it cannot be a surprise to us. I am aware also the first General of the Republic of the Gambia, General Lantombon Tamba, is with us. We want to thank him and all those who are here of various categories, of various political formats. I am equally now being informed that former National Assembly members, led by Right Honorable Abulai Suku Singate, are here with us also, with all protocols duly observed. I thank you all. I also want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us this day, which is historic in the political history of this country. Despite the various allegations, insults, smear campaigns, and all other things over the past few months. APRC militants of all categories who stood by us through thick and thin, despite our internal family problems, with discipline, peace, but yet very resolute in defense of the ideals of our Green Party. I want to thank you. The journey was tough and rough. But you people were selfless, unfearing, and determined to surmount every difficulty to achieve our goals. I thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the party. To those self-appointed advisors of the Green Party, whose only desire is to bury the party alive, but have found to be the advisors of our party by planting dissension, misunderstanding amongst ourselves. But I want to tell you, despite these internal family troubles, APRC remains a family and always remains. With Allah's grace, you will truly fail in your desire to divide us sooner than later. we will again surmount our family differences as we did since 2017. Today, as I said, is a historic day. We will endeavor to clear the air to all of you so that the doubted Thomases and speculators, the smear campaigns we hope will come to an end. Because we are resolute. No amount of smear campaign or threat can deviate us from the course we follow. And those who go around to smear the executive or other militants of the party, time will prove you wrong. Because we, as a family, have always been and will always be in support of the ideals of our party and the well-being of our supreme leader, His Excellency Chef Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh. I want to make it abundantly clear that we, the two parties, that is the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction and the National People's Party, were informed and we acted in the supreme interest of the Gambia, our two political parties, and our peoples. We are aware and we believe in the diversity of the Gambia, as enshrined in our national anthem, and join our diverse people to prove man's brotherhood. We pledge our firm allegiance, our promise we renew. Keep us great, God of nations, to the Gambia ever true. For us, as two political parties, believe that human beings are assessed by the content of character and their social attitudes, and not by the tribe they are or the region they come from. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move directly to the issue. It could be recalled that even during our last Congress, there were resolutions made by the delegates. One of those resolutions is empowering the National Executive Committee, if need be, to have talks with any political party for a possible alliance, but bearing in mind always the supreme interest of the APRC. We are in serious talks at official level with 4 other political parties. But that had not been an issue. Those things had been going on over months and months. But nobody talks about it. But immediately, we began talks with the NPP. Problem upon problems, insults upon insults, allegations upon allegations, smear campaigns against smear campaigns. Why would you stop? Why wouldn't you stop? Because during the most difficult times, 2017, we surmounted all the difficulties. So please, we two political parties sincerely believe that all of us have a right to belong to any political party. Issues should be the point of agreement. Let's tell Gambians what we have in store for them, rather than insulting, smear campaigning, allegations. That would not work. Gambia is in the 21st century. Don't waste your time over that. Now, we have only concluded alliance talks with one party so far, and that is the NPP. In this circumstance, I want to thank the negotiating teams of both parties for their courage, maturity, and patriotism. You have, over the period, despite the challenges and hurdles, always had in your mind not NPP or APRC, but the Gambia. That was why the committee was able to reach an agreement. For our negotiating team, led by my first deputy, Usman Rambo Jata, as chairman, we have Obama Badi, Paseni Badi as member, Bakari Jete, commonly known as Batso, Honorable Momodu Kamara of Pony Bintang Koranai, Honorable Alhaji Samkun Jamme of Pony Jarol, Right Honorable Dudu Jak, First Admin Secretary Pa Amadou Suso, Chairman KMC Alhaji Momodu Lamin Drame, and of course, His Excellency Samsudin Sir. We want to thank you for your patience and courage, for your skills, for your love of the Green Party and the Gambia, and above all, for your love of our Supreme Leader, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya. By extension, I have to thank, once again, the entire membership of our National Executive Committee. For your selflessness, your patriotism, and your visionary stewardship of the Green Party to date. Thank you, my dear brothers and sisters. It had always been said that the executive led by Fabakary have sold the APRC to NPP. I used to say this. I, as leader, I only have one voter's card. I don't know how somebody can buy the party from me and my committee when your voters' cards are with you. I used to say it, I will say it again. I think only the Garankas would buy that party. I have said and will continue to say, till death do us part, we will continue to be loyal to this Green Party until our graves. When an agreement was reached by the committee, the two negotiating committees, it was brought to me. I looked at the agreement. We called an executive meeting where the agreement was tabled before all the members of the National Executive Committee. This followed a heated debate because the negotiating team were given bullet points for negotiation. We are also guided by the NEC that come what may, there are certain negotiating items that are not compromisable. We know negotiation is give and take. Both sides, there are certain things that they will not give up that. At the end of the debate, I am glad to report that about 99% of the National Executive Committee agreed. We had only one person, two people who had reservations. We are aware, and our ears are on the ground of what our people are saying for the way forward for us come 2021. We are aware that there are members who believe that we should go alone. There are members who believe we should have an alliance with GDC. There are members who believe that we should have alliance with UDP. There are members who believe that we should have alliance with NPP. Various opinions. We are aware. And we appreciate it. That's the beauty of democracy. But we are equally aware that of all the opinions being filtered around, only one can be done. And that burden falls on our head as the National Executive. Listen to the people, come to a conclusion, and bring out what in our opinion, is the best way forward. When we agree at the National Executive level, we were told that we were to go and sign the agreement because it was a resolution by the delegates. And we said, no, we represent the people of this country, the APRC people of this country. And therefore, after hearing all what they said, and also after our conclusions, Power belongs to them. We should go back to them and tell them the whole process, that this is what has happened. We have listened to you. We have concluded in our own way. We want to recommend this alternative from all what is being said. You can bring in your comments, your observations, your disapproval, or whatever. And together, we may have to come together to carve the only one we think best for the party. That we did. We went around this country to all the 7 regions of the Gambia. We tried to provide transport reforms, feeding, etc. And this is the message we told them. I've heard and read people's opinions. Some people were even saying, what we should do probably is to call a rally and then ask people. Those in favor, they will raise their hands, and those not in favor. I've heard all of them. But I think those thoughts usually come from the Jarankas, and of course, the Jamekunda people. You call a rally, everybody comes to the rally. I don't know how a political rally can be a determinant to know what is there. What you do, we are a structured party. We live at the executive. At each region, you have leaders. At each constituency, at each ward, the leaders represent the people. We call them. They know what their people want. Let them come and tell us. And I want to report that following our tour, nationwide tour, the National Executive had a review meeting in this very hall, also funded and paid for by the Right Honorable Dr. Ajaratu Fatoumata Jabin. We made an honest overview of what we have seen and heard. And remember, each region was one. But there was a request for us to have another meeting in Fonyi. And we heeded. And we had a very, very good meeting at Kampala. Overall, we know, we are aware that there are some who have reservations. We are aware. And it will be foolhardy for us to believe that when we come out with this message, everybody will jump on board. What is happening is to know people's opinions and to gain what the majority of those people are saying. From KM to Jara, we were amazed by the enthusiasm our people received this idea. In Fonyi, we are amazed how people comported themselves and agreed to what we do. We were posed with a lot of questions. Which honestly are genuine because of the fears they have. But we want to assure you all that we, the members of the National Executive Committee, will never, ever betray the Green Party. It is sometimes very disheartening to some of us that after going through this 4-year period together, with all what we have seen and heard, despite the challenges 2 years ago, when we had a short tussle within the party over leadership, still, some people can step aside with those people and leave us and believe that we, who have been proven 1,000,000 times to be loyal, are not worth to be supported. It's regrettable, but I am confident that most people are only misinformed. If they get the message and the information, the Green Party will once again, as a family, come together. Then when we decided, after the review, and we are convinced that the vast majority of our militants, and by extension, even Gambia, in the supreme interest of the Gambia, and one of the lead ways of ensuring reconciliation within the Gambia, we decided to notify our party that we have agreed as a party and we should have a signing ceremony. And I am glad to report that the MOU agreement between the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction and the National People's Party was signed on Thursday, 2nd September 2021.
All right, okay, all right. Okay. All right, okay. All right, okay. hello. Please, please, please. 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 Please.
Hey! I don't see. Anabaraga. Get again. Nelen ko deglu. Desna. Allah sing Allah moya dastare. Allah sing Allah moy. Please. Allah sing. Mbadalla Allah sing Allah moy. APRC.
All right, can we have silence? Please.
Oh, silence!
Let me continue. Please. Pamatar, help us.
Nyasi, ali mafe.
Please. Let us say yes. Alinto.
And side hold.
Okay. Now, as I said, the MOU was signed on Thursday, 2nd of September, 2021. You remember, there were those who were saying that this MOU will never be signed. Now, two issues. What have we basically agreed on with the NPP? Before that, I want to seize this opportunity to thank all members of the National People's Party for their majority throughout the period. And I also want to thank His Excellency President Adam Barrow for his maturity, patriotism, care, selfless service to the Gambia throughout this difficult period. We salute him, we thank him, and we assure him that the Green Party, we are what we are. We never renege on what we say. The MOU was signed. As I said, there are important components of a negotiation that are not negotiable. We have, all of us, both parties, have the Gambia trust in our hearts. That's why it was never impossible for us to reach an agreement. Key among the agreement is the alliance. We have agreed to form an alliance of the two political parties. We are aware that the other party is called the NPP-led coalition because there are other political parties in that coalition already, and the APRC. We are convinced that the two sides coming together is in the greater good of the Gambia and will ensure speedy reconciliation among Gambians. We have resolved and agreed that come 2021, all those members of the NPP and their sympathizers and all APRC members would vote for President Adam Barrow for the 2021 election. We have agreed that after the formation of the coalition and the success in our elections, there will be a coalition government where APRC will be part of the government. From every level, from ministerial to any other position. We have fundamentally agreed, because that is the core of our negotiations, that we as Africans, and for that matter, Gambia, we should come to the end where our political leaders, after leaving office, are traumatized, harassed, exiled, or even killed. For now and for posterity, it's not only what has happened now, but what may come tomorrow. We are aware and convinced that it's not only African leaders who commit errors during governance. No government in the world is perfect. But if you go to the ICC, only African leaders are tabled there. We have seen the arrogance and atrocities committed to people by this so-called Western world, around the world. Never have their leaders been taken to ICC or imprisoned or otherwise. Therefore, we have agreed that come Allah willing, 2021, and we are able to succeed. That for us, the light of this country, the beacon of hope, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Al-Hadi to be accorded the right with those people with him to come back peacefully to his home country. I have recognized and appreciated the goodwill on all sides. There are those, unfortunately, who believe otherwise. We have been crying over the years. Hardly are we covered, even by the various media houses. But we have said, and we have been vindicated. We have been vindicated. By the current events in the Gambia today. We some time ago petitioned the president about the illegality of the TRRC.
Yeah.
We had earlier been saying throughout that the TRRC was meant to achieve set objectives by some people. Recently, we have seen and heard that the lead counsel of the TRRC, Ezafar, has thrown his heart into the political field. There are those who say it's a right for all Gambians. Yes, I believe so. Every eligible Gambian has a right to vie for any political office. But we are saying, yes, it's a right, but morally and ethically it is incorrect. For us, he used the TRRC as a platform for dance for the gallery to build this political image. We will have not squirmed over it had he waited until the next election. But you are yet to submit your report. Because of the machinations you had and the talk in town, you think that could be a political boost for you. You're making a very serious mistake. For us, therefore, the TRRC report is best fitted for the dustbin. Who in his right mind would accept to see that report championed by somebody who is supposed to be apolitical, independent, honest, and patriotic? You are yet to bring your report. You are now vying for political office. What are you going to include in that report that will help you to achieve your goal? Gambia, we cannot always be crying over the past. We must begin to take the best from the past and move with it. And the bad ones, we leave it behind and forge ahead. All allegations against APRC and Babili Mansa would ever be reoccurring in this country and has occurred and will reoccur and anywhere else in this world. But the best of it was his positive achievement in this country. His positive achievement in this country cannot be denied. The champions of human rights during our time in office have mostly waned out. It looks like APRC is a government in power. People want to hear from the APRC, they want to talk about the APRC, and we are an opposition. Why don't you direct your disputes to government or to other political parties that we are within the coalition? We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. To conclude, because we don't have time, and I'm sure we are going to expect questions. I want to appeal. Let me say that in Banaka. Nakumalaba. APRC. Mbotatula jande kumfutarabi. Dia moshi atala tonya. Barakoyata nyonya nyama. Tulukatu nyama na dogole mtulumu family clinic. Anunia jempelasu fobi na kulo na famajio na nyokano na bambukano ani alama satana ya bulo lankan ay mako. Dia momen bekeri nka fo molien ndol fananja diam la bande be ko ndefa fon remember te mo député wala te dum ndol la me ko lo mo diamo no kita ti jafana te diamo le bare min kan dendi wala mu nyaato ko ya mu futu mo bon so du ko fama do bi ni ya fayye du ko fama ko mbol mi yen jakal wala mbenga gijan mini bayni anti coalition ndoma mini ba ko ngejele nal be fo alanate ibonni kon itata parti odol ibota wodo itata parti odol yemi fu jaba mo amamo ko mon ni APRC kon ye nyaati ni jalle ye national executive committee mo lu jube mi ya don ko kabrin 2017 akola da nyawnya nyama mbede tani nyobala lum nana man to dum mortal ko ko na wo mol ni to lenda o kadimi bak bari ngani londe ko ma foy bede ko man sene ya do la yemi form bari ngani fale ko as usual dol na arms a open bal be yedin moye ko ku fomma ye ko ku temma ye milal te dol yam fote ani mi manki APRC ko bali united we move forward, divided may Allah forbid. We will progress. So my appeal is to all of you, in the name and interest of the Gambia. Some of your agreements, Allah kumodol wala mu malla barola yemin lankam.
Tonya, but political go nyaman. PPP emulela oppositional kan. APRC ni oppositional. Coalition of running oppositional. But cooking is constant. Wala mune mun to la interest ko buka fali. Bari keri bi political kero bi tamas keno ijawoto. Ami ngajere nindo lebe APRC kunu ile ijao bi tamas keno kero. Adinga min cross. Wala mi ko NPP yembe APRC muta nyame. Ami nyata nyame. Ya lonko definitely kujama ka for APRC iko leka. So I want to appeal to every APRC member and those who have been silent and sitting aside. Come forward. We move our great party to higher and the Gambia to higher heights. I have just been reminded that time is going. But once again, I thank everybody. We will open the questions, and then we will do our best to answer those questions. And those doubting Thomas, please put your guns and swords down. APRC will never relent. We will never go back. We will move forward. Believe it in Allah. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's definitely been spelled out. I believe the message, justice has been done to deliver it. And once again, we as APRC, both the National Executive Committee and the General Membership, we want to immensely thank him and to pray for his well-being, good health and long life. We have learned a lot through his leadership, and he always demonstrates how a leader should be. He has helped, I would say, all of us, being part of the executive, to build and improve our capacity as far as leadership is concerned. He is not only a leader, but a mentor, a counselor. Whoever has problems to come to him, he will show you the way how to tackle such problems and issues. If the executive trod a path that was so difficult from 2017 up to date, thanks to the right honorable Alhaji Baba Kani Kambo. We cherish him, we honor him, and we wish that he will forever be with us to lead us in anything that APRC as a party will trot on, because there's always hope once you are with the right honorable Alhaji Baba Kani Kambo. Before we join into question and answer session, they have been mentioned. I just want to repeat it again. We want to recognize the presence of the following: National People's Party members and sympathizers in our midst. We want to welcome you once again. We also want to recognize and welcome the first general of this country, General Namcho Kontapa. You're welcome once again. We also want to recognize and welcome His Excellency Colonel Samson Sir in our national. We also want to recognize and cherish and thank and pray for her continuous efforts in supporting this party through numerous ways, not only APRC, but its membership and groups that were definitely needed help. That is the right honorable Dr. Captain, We want to recognize the presence of APRC councillors, both selected and elected in our midst. We want to welcome you in such a gathering. We also want to recognize and thank honorable members from the National Assembly who has come to answer to this call and to grace this occasion. Welcome you, honorable. We also want to recognize Bakeba Jabi. He's a religious leader and in our midst, we want to tell you welcome and thank you for that. We also want to recognize Captain Mire Jammeh and friends who are here to represent the family of Jammeh. We also want to recognize former APRC national members who are in our midst through the leadership of Honorable Abdulaziz Sinate. Welcome back to your home, you say. We want to recognize all people that are in our midst, but especially Honorable Balaga Bajakumba. I would just want to recognize people have not heard from him for a very long time. We have challenges with health issues, but thank you the Almighty. He is in our midst today. He is very happy and alive. Honorable, I want to
Honorable Leader, and thank you, our professional, experienced, knowledgeable interim leader, Honorable Papa, for giving me this privilege. Is not a right to address the supporters of the APRC and equally the supporters of the NPP. I would like to thank the whole national executive of the APRC, because what I like about the APRC is construction. So this alliance indicates that this country is back to the construction of the country. That's why the APRC, I don't think it's a party, it's a revolutionary movement for the development of this beloved nation. And God willing, because there is only one God, Surah 8 verse. His Excellency President Adam Kainropa is going to win this election because the APRC as a light party and the NPP as the People's Party, that combination is a Titanic for development. I will end because the APRC is going to the NPP with the incumbent president, His Excellency President Adam Kainropa. We are going to present with him not our old project, but our new project. I will give you some of it, because as a nation for 53 years, the Gambia deserves a second airport. Because if anything happens, God forbid, to these elections, then we have difficulties. Therefore, it is necessary to have a second airport. And secondly, we also intend to build 2 additional general hospitals, one in the West Coast and one as far as Pasay. And for the first time in the history of this nation, we all know that we have plenty of mangoes. but they fell down because we don't have storage for mangoes, and it is the cows that enjoy them. But we, the APRC, have decided that we are going to construct a mango processing plant so that we can produce mango juice. We are going to construct a groundnut processing plant so that we can produce our own groundnuts. Kuna kumosiende Martin APRC and Martin NPP and Martin Gambian Almakate Pai ni alakutan wakana kota ni alakutan nafa aliyekate Pai His Excellency President Adam Kaino. Wala tunaendelea ni Gambia kata nyato na babaki yetu Gambia kebana. Ni Gambia kata nyato pana na babaki yetu Gambia kodi kenda. Ni Gambia kata nyato pana na babaki yetu Gambia kodi. Wala tunaendelea Gambia Musol, yena masaf rekte.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. I am supporting one announcement. Please. One more announcement. APRC. Effective today, APRC, NPP will work together at all levels towards achieving our goals for 2021 December. So when you go back, APRC, NPP, they are the same mother and father working for the betterment of this country. Please, put all things down. Let nobody ask us about those questions.
Thank you very much. I don't think we have to reveal all the projects we have before others will use it for campaign session. I'll continue to recognize the presence and thank the APRC Council of Elders through the leadership of Ajahmet Sen, who has spent all her resources in difficult moments up to today to support this beautiful and mighty party APRC. I would want to make one announcement and two other words.
Be baffled by what people say. The 3-year judgment, if you remember, we were contacted, it was a political they said, we refused. Because we knew then the underlying factor behind. So for us, we are also equally aware that political agreements anywhere in the world is based on trust and goodwill. No leader would give responsibility or do anything against somebody he does not trust. So it's all about trust. And we APRC, we are known to be consistent as constant as the Northern Star. We don't waver. We are focused. We believe in the Gambia, in the Green Party, and the legacy of our supreme leader, and then we will move that way. We don't beat about, flip-flopping from one area to the other. That's not APRC. When we say it's A, we go in A. Come rain, come storm. And so far, so good, we have that trust in President Adam Barrow.
Thank you very much. We have our next question. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
My name is Lavin Jai. I am the editor of the Content Network. My question is, I think my question has been asked by a while. So I would want to ask regarding the letter of your condition. Regarding the letter of your condition for former President Jammeh to return to the Gambia. Can you talk to us about the timeline? Did you agree with NPP vis-a-vis President Barrow as to when exactly you want the former president to return to the Gambia?
You see, sometimes I tend to be baffled by certain questions. As anywhere, political agreement don't go into those specifics. What we are saying is, this agreement comes into force after we achieve what we are going for. If we go into the 2021 election, all these things are processes. And if we are part of the system, we will know the process. We will be able to monitor the process. We will know whether there is goodwill or bad will. We will be able to monitor those. All what we are concerned is, we have agreed in principle, based on trust, that come the alliance forming a coalition, these are the things that we will work to proceed on. You cannot say that immediately it happens, it's going to be done on, let's say, December 7th. We cannot do that. It is going to be worked out. We are core, the foundation. We are solid. And our objective is to get former President Yahya Jammeh to the country peacefully, in dignity. And make no mistake, that gesture would be a good one for any government, because the plurality of the Gambia, for the stability of this country, you cannot ignore the influence, the good work of former President Yahya Jammeh.
Thank you.
My name is Sandy Jen. I'm a freelance reporter. My question is, Honorable Babakar, you said APRC will always endeavor to achieve things that are in the interest of the APRC party. What is entailed in this agreement that is of the interest of APRC party?
I think I've said it. Key among the whole thing, we are all in agreement that the Gambia is so divided and fragile as we speak today. So with the Green Party, the party that has gone out of office, coming together with the incumbent party, that is usually unprecedented. And that is going to be the booster for Gambians to reconcile. 1. 2, we as a party have had 20 or more years of political experience and leadership. The cry over that President Barrow is inexperienced or some of his people are inexperienced, together we can make a better Gambia to improve the life of Gambia. 3, there are a lot of things that were left around by our party. How we were able to go through them, what made it possible for us to have those things. We'll be able to share all those ideas and shall allow Gambian youths and women will benefit more come this coalition government in 2020. So these are some of the advantages. And as I told you, the youths, it's high time the youths of Africa, not only the Gambia, we begin to rethink and have a different mindset about our leaders. If you look at the history of Africa, I said this, I have been a Pan-African parliamentarian since 2004 up to 2017. I always advocate for this. Look, there is no government in the world that's going to be perfect. All what we can do is to look at the weaknesses and put in mechanisms to prevent recurrences. But to be withholding our leaders to be torturing them, humiliating them, it does not tell well of Africa. As if only African leaders are the bad ones. We are aware that there are rotten bad ones within the Western world. We are aware. So what we are saying, what we are advocating is, not only for President Yahya Jammeh, we are saying in subsequent events, let's try to deal with our former leaders and allow them to live in a dignified life. If there are errors, there are mistakes, we take the process, bearing in mind that no human being is perfect. But with one thing, I am the president today. When you come back, you look at my mistakes, you send me to Mali to exile me or kill me. Somebody comes in, you pay the same price. Another person comes in, he pays the same price. When is that going to end? And that's not the interest of the people we intend to serve. The people want bread and butter on their table. They want to have education. They want to have health. They want to have places to work in. These are the basic things that people want. So we should concentrate on those things. We cannot be crying over spilled milk all our life. That's what we are saying. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll be taking the questions this side and the other side. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I have a couple of questions. That's a protocol and that's action. However, we talked about the issue of, I know about, of course, from the standard newspaper. During your deliberations, you talked about the fact that all the executive, of course, of the party have agreed all the executive of the party have agreed to this alliance with the NPP, except two. We have not been seeing as the spokesperson of the party. It's been ruled that probably he is among those who are against who are these two? And where is Amon?
You see, I was worried when you said you came from the standard. You see, I have said this over and over. APRC would never face its militants and lie to them. Never. It will not help us. Allah will be annoyed with us and we may be scorned. So we are believers. Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi has been with us throughout. You have seen it. Throughout the tour. Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi made a wonderful speech at Kampani. If Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi is not here, you are saying people are speculating, we people are speculating, you are speculating and not. I am confident that people are not speculating. Because all APRC people here know that Musa Amul Nyasi is with us. Musa was with us throughout the tour. Musa made a wonderful speech at his own podium. If by whatever cost, there are some executive members who are not here. Does that mean that Alagi Shamkur Jammeh is not here? We granted him permission. Honorable Amul Nyasi has an issue, we granted him permission. How can people now speculate? Honorable Sunkari Baji is also not here. So what we are saying is, why do people have to be speculating about APRC and not other political parties? Anybody who tries, be you a journalist or anybody, you always fail. We will never lie. If we don't know, we don't know. If we are not in agreement, we are not in agreement. If 30 people say in the executive they don't want, we will tell you 30 people say they don't want. We are telling you that at that executive meeting, 2 people. No, the other person. We only assumed it, but he was even not at the executive meeting. At the executive meeting that day, about 4/5 of the membership were present. But only one, the other party would not come. We just heard his comments and we assume that he's also not with us. But at that particular meeting, only one person. But even if it were 10, the current government, the coalition government, I mean, was a minority government. Most Gambians never voted for them. But because they had the highest of the lot, they became the government. But if you look at it, APRC with GDC is more than what they had. Unlike us, we had always been in power with more than 50% of the vote for the 20 years. So what we are saying is, we are aware that there are members of the party who have two minds about this coalition. I have said it very clear. They have it. Some very genuine, because they are not properly informed. But I am confident that genuine APRC members would sooner than later join the bandwagon for the good of the party, for the good of the Gambia, and for the good of all of us.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I would definitely at this juncture want to make his presence felt by everybody in this room, who is no other than Field Marshal General Bakso JJ. Is the national coordinator of the APRC. I would also definitely want to welcome and recognize the presence of a brother and a friend who is very close to the president. I would say his right hand, who is none other than Honorable Lamin Sedi. Welcome, my brother. The question and answer session continues.
Okay, my name is Kumar Jao, and I'm from Dubai. Well, there is campaign. Okay, there is campaign ongoing. There is a big government coming to focus on allegation of human rights violation. Did your argument protect? Did your MOU protect them from persecution?
No, you didn't get your question.
Got it. Oh, he did. Bring it. You don't say that. Thank you. You see, I want to believe that we should update ourselves. From day one of the TRRC, we as a party have always said, and we continue to say, that we agree to the TRRC to investigate into the activities of our government, to establish the truth, to ensure reconciliation, reparation, and that the Gambia moves forward. We have ever believed. We doubted. What we doubted was the composition of the TRRC does not reflect anything that we believe will bring about the truth and reconciling Gambia. When we had the people like Alaji Barrow, a groupist, 2014 groupist, who escaped to the United States of America, he was held and prosecuted there and sentenced, welcomed in the Gambia by honorable ministers and taken to the TRRC to investigate the government that he had taken arms to overthrow. We would not expect truth in that. The essence of TRRC is to establish the truth, so that governments that come and go will learn from it and put in mechanisms to prevent recurrences of those actions. It's not always to punish and victimize and do all these things. It's not always. So, but you are also aware, that we as a party, we said Those who have been affected, honestly, should be fully remunerated. But you are keeping quiet. The alleged victims, from my understanding, only received about 50 million. Let's ask the question. How much money was spent on the TRRC from the beginning to the end? How much money was spent on the TRRC? That's meant to find the truth and pay reparations. It is 100 million times more than the money given to these people. So why are you people not asking that? The other thing I want to say is, even if you have committed the worst crime in the world, not only in the Gambia, by the Constitution, in the name of reconciliation and the good of a country, the president can pardon anybody. It has happened. It has happened. People who have been convicted and sentenced, the president gave them, pardon them. The WhatsApp, they have been, a lot of other things happen. You have seen that. Why is President Jammeh your problem? And most of you people have immensely benefited from his government. So what we are saying is, those things, even if you look at the whole thing, the whole agreement, the Constitution of the Gambia is the supreme law of the land. No agreement can supersede it. You understand that? So for us, we believe that in the interest of reconciliation and the good of the Gambia, and for the Gambia to move forward, we have to faith and believe that the NPP government, led by President Adama Barrow, had the same vision for the Gambia. We are also aware that whatever is in that agreement is based on the trust and mutual understanding between the parties. We are aware. If you have doubts about it, that's fine. That's fine. We cannot do anything about it. But we are convinced, and we believe this is the surest way of reconciling Gambians and putting Gambia on a better footing and moving us to forward for the good of everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nelson Mani from Korea newspaper. My question is with regards to the MOU. Most of the times when political parties form coalition, they write an MOU, and this MOU is obviously public. You want to know whether your MOU can be public.
Our MOU is only public mostly to our APRC militants and not to everybody. Because we have learned our lessons. If you look at the petition we wrote to the president, we refused to circulate it around. Members told me that why don't we send these copies to various media houses, embassies, and all these things. And I said, no. We have circulated a lot of our documents to various institutions, media houses, a lot of other places, human rights groups, AU, UN, name them. We hardly would get even a response. And what we do now, what we understand is they use some of the black spots in that report and use it against us. We have learned that lesson. We will not give anybody that report. The APRC people believe in us, and we will never lie to them, and we have told them what we have agreed. So for us to circulate that, don't bother yourself. We will not do it. As we did with our petition. We never circulated it. We will not circulate
we learned our lessons. I have said this. You see, people should go back and reflect again. APRC, we are Gambians. We are a registered political party. As journalists, whether you hate us or you don't hate us, I think you should treat us all equal. As a human rights activist, if we are bullied, we should say the same. Even if you assume that we bullied people. But that's not what is happening. And we cannot allow ourselves to be falling into traps that we will pay negative price for. We are open and transparent to our people and those genuine ones who want to be with us. But otherwise, some of these documents, we will never circulate.
Thank you, Honorable. I think I want to take 2 more questions, if that will do.
Hello. Well, I don't have much to ask basically, but then I think this is a very clear question. I am director, of course, from the Foreign Media Department. And my question is, what is the way forward right now? Because I think it's exactly from the both parties. Now, what is the way forward from here? For, of course, APRC and NPP, what's the way forward basically?
I think that's a very important question. You see, from today, I have announced here to all APRC members, effective today, APRC and NPP, one people, one blood, one family towards 2020. And you are aware that APRC, we have experts in all domains in politics. We are going to work with our NPP brothers and sisters, and we will come out with a program of activities that will ensure that come 2021, President Adama Barrow secures over 75% of the votes of this country. We can do it, and I can assure you we will do it. So our program will start. Committees will be working, various things will be working, programs will be prepared, activities will be prepared, and the movement will be done. Together, we will do certain issues. Sometimes we will go this way, they will go the other way. Sometimes we will box up and move to make sure that people understand and the ground is level so that Gambia can move forward. Great assured about that.
Thank you, Honorable.
I am from the Honorable Jada. You have been calling Commissioner several.
Pardon?
Unconditional return of President Jada. You have been calling Commissioner former President Jada several. And you know, actively, the National Security Party, you made series of agreements that you made with them. And it seems the most outstanding agreement with the National Security Party is the Commissioner of former President Jada. And what will be the action of the APRC Party if you succeed in winning the election and then you stay 3 years in power without facilitating the unconditional return of former President Jada?
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we are not God. We will not. We don't speculate. To say tomorrow, and this thing does not happen, what will you do? When the time comes, we will know the facts and we will act accordingly. But as I told you, we have no cause whatsoever to have doubts as to what we have agreed on. And we know, of course, that government issues is a process. And we are going to be part of the system. So we will understand whether it's a deliberate action or it is certain obstacles that are legitimately there that we will try to work together to bring it out. So it's not a matter of what would we do and all these things. We don't have that doubt. God willing, we will not reach that stage. But every time anything occurs, you will have a solution. If you speculate, you don't know what will lead to that, and then you come and speculate. That's not good enough. We are not God. When anything happens, whoever had thought that we will be in coalition with NPP? Yeah? So, situation arise, look at it, honestly assess, and then you put in your the way, you try to carve out the way forward. Yeah. But as we said, the whole thing is based on trust. And we as a party, and we in the leadership, have complete trust in the NPP that we done. We have no cause to doubt anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatih Samar. My name is Gambian Talent TV. My question is about the psychology. Dena Monica, Dena. Yeneen activities IEC ne ñoo sàccal li nga xam ne mooy élection bu passé léegi APRC ñu ngi def connexion ak ñi nga xam ne mooy NPP ban garantie ngeen am ne waa IEC ngeen wax ne ñoo sàccal seen carte ndax duñ ko defaat ci élection ma bëgg a xam lan ngeen pare pour def ci élection bi nga xam ne mooy ñëw jërëjëf.
waaw jërëjëf comme ni nga ko waxee rek ñun APRC from day one li ñu ko moom ba tey loolu lañ ko mooy the IEC created all these problems for the Gambians. And any genuine Gambian, you know, come ne loolu moo xew. Mostly even journalists, most journalists who are at the APRC, they don't write it. Let's reflect. After Sani Kanta, when you are resourcing, President Yahya Jammeh, despite the pressure from some of us around him, said he will never, ever disregard the wishes of the Gambian people. So far, they have said he has not won. He congratulated President Adama Barrow, and even told him to be mindful of the security. We all heard it. If he wants, he could have even not congratulated him. He could have said, the law provides that anybody can petition the Supreme Court for the termination of the election. But he accepted it, believing that elections cannot be rigged. Now, 3-4 days later, the same IEC came back and said, no, there's a mistake there. First one, the difference between the coalition and APRC was about 50,000 votes plus. IEC, you know what? Come on, be real. You know what? You made mistake in URR, Katabu APRC, and then you have NPP coalition. Therefore, difference between coalition and APRC came down from 50,000 to about 18,000, 19,000. In your presence, everybody saw it. Then that created doubt in President Jammeh and all of us. And even those who are not accepting it, it created doubt in them. Honestly speaking, if you are honest and sincere and you are a human being, if that happens in an election, is it not possible that that had happened in KMC or somebody else? From 50 to 18, it will come down from 18,000, 19,000 to plus for us 5,000. It could hold up. We said we petition. They petitioned the Supreme Court as per the Constitution. Journalists and all these people said they were alleging in their papers that Supreme Court Amut is not established. It is 5 judges. The Chief Justice was here, 3 judges from Nigeria, and 1 from Sierra Leone. Until the letter was produced of their appointment, that they kept quiet. But nobody was willing
to hear that petition. All what they were interested in, President Jammeh to go out. Look, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Those judges are from Nigeria. The Nigerian president has more influence over them than the Gambian president. The one from Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone president has more influence. Even if they are going to influence them, let them influence them and let them come and make a determination. And peacefully President Jammeh goes now. But nobody wants to say that. Even our legal-minded people, we are all out to say President Jammeh should go. Look, we are not kids. We are Gambians. So what we are saying is, President Jammeh, at the end of the day, in the supreme interest of the Gambia, he could have said, there will be war, fighting. The president may be the last person to suffer. Most of us, innocent people, would have gone down by the bullets before it reaches him. We have seen it happen in various countries. But no! He said, it's for, if it is that, for him to go and leave the Gambia peaceful. So what we are saying is, IEC themselves, the chairman himself, went on air, TV, everybody saw it, expressing his pleasure in seeing the downfall of APRC and the President Jammeh out. IEC chairman, independent body, you are to be apolitical. Even if that is in you, keep it. Otherwise, nobody will trust you. Just like Esafal. Even if he wants to be a candidate, let him wait until a better time. So these are the facts. For us, we don't believe the current composition of the IEC, to be honest. APRC, we don't believe it. So, is the president is happy with it? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. But knowing what we know, we have to be very careful if we want to ensure a peaceful, free, and fair elections in this country come December 24th, 2020.
Last.
jërëjëf man la maam ji bi lu may laajte mooy dégg nañ tuuti wax na ko léegi waxtaan bi dafa mel ni 5 weeks la wax ne ngeen nangutoo ak NPP ñu gis recently dégg nañ APRC jot ngeen yenn seen oto yi tey ban firnde ngeen ñu mun a wan mu ñuy gëmee ne nangutoo am na seen diggante NPP mun nañu mun a jàpp ne loolu moo waral tey jii ngeen toog benn mooy ne àllarba ngeen jàppoon presse tey gis ngeen ne fomm ngeen ko tey ngeen ko indi lan moo tax tey jii ngeen ko soloon presse conférence Wednesday indi ko tey ak yan firnde lañ mun a am mu ñuy teg suñu bët mu wane ne NPP ak APRC noonu ko nañ mu ñu mun a gis.
From where? From where?
Choice FM.
Yeah, jërëjëf. Ban freedom mooy soo ñu ñaata óolu doo am freedom. So you all as leaders and people who are representing our people, we are telling you we have signed and we have witnessed. Wana file, am na lita, léegi biñ sign on biñ yóbbal suñ petition bi, dañ ko bañ a jox xibaarkat yi ak UN AU ak all this dañ ko bëgguñ ko yóbbu because léegi-léegi suñ ko defee boobu lañ dee jël to use against us so duñ ko def loolu war naa ko fi so ñun NPP su fekkee ne du dëgga duñ toog fii ñett nekk fii NPP waa NPP nekk fii ñu ne ñu ñoo dëgga NPP ñett ne ñu dëgga buñ ko sign ñun APRC we have signed ñaareel bi mooy
why did they give us the vehicles before the negotiations were on?
Wow. You are talking about which vehicles?
But negotiation has been on for a long time. And let me tell you, APRC better is soon accounting. We will take long since you account. Better you move. Since what I bring you see Lulu is arrangements between us and NPP as a party with their supporters. NPP tam am na ay nit ñu baax ñoo xam ne mun nañ support NPP mun nañ support ñu bugg a NPP tam. ñaareel bi nga ne lu tax ñu forma I don't know why people ask that question. Man mënuma ko understand. You know we are going to do a press conference on Wednesday. If we have some problems or whatever it may be, we have the right to say, no, we are not holding it and we are doing it that day. Another day. Why do people want to go and know Lita? Lita, Lita, you form on Wednesday, you have Saturday. Press conference, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you go up. But you find out, then I help because I'm not didn't they just send help Holly, near Lolo Henya Lolo Mota. Lolo the petty for us. Yun as a party, we know that these are negotiations, and we have concluded the negotiation with NPP. You know one day we are going to do our press conference on this day. You know I'm but no, let's postpone it. And then we say we are going to do it on Friday, on Saturday. So I don't know, you live in Silolo. Why would people want to know even the internal districts of the party? I'm not know how many even the APRC militant. Every executive has some other things to go back. Do something. They are certain things, they are confidential. So we cannot say those things. What we have read more is our own internal activity. They will go there on Saturday, on Wednesday, they get them. One last thing. The last one. I'm not hearing.
Does the MOU between APRC and NPP go beyond the presidential election?
Does it go beyond presidential election?
Yeah, for sure. The MOU itself is actualized after the presidential election. And you know, MOU have a duration. When for instance, it goes to a period of, at the end of the duration, the two parties, within the MOU itself, you see that parties will have consultative meetings over issues and all these things. Because it may develop into a bigger thing than it is. It is possible. So it will go beyond and beyond. As and when necessary, it will be renewed and we go on.
Thank you, Honorable. I'll just take one question on this side, then we will move.
I told you go the last one. One more. Just one.
I can only give one. Good evening. My name is Kevin from Korea. Okay. A couple of minutes ago, Honorable Governor just revealed to us some of the plans that the APRC have for the government. One of which is the building or construction of hospital. Now, why would you wait for an election year? Why would you wait for an election year to give these promises when you have done it
during your 22 years of government.
I just want to do justice here. I only allow people one question. I don't want to give any resistance.
Yeah, this question actually is Balaga Bajamuka mentioning regulations about APRC program or projects. He asked the question, why now? Why are we doing that during election year? And two, why do we do it before? You know, I think some of you are laymen in politics. Governments or political parties have programs and prioritize. If you look at it, the Gambia had never had a hospital from their elected government. Never. From 1965, when we got independent, to 1994, there was no hospital built by that government. We had only two hospitals, Bansang and Royal Victoria Hospital, built by our colonial master. APRC, what he is telling you is APRC had programs. And among those programs, he leveled it. We had the program of building a hospital in Farafenye, a hospital in Guyam, a hospital in Mundu, a hospital in Serekunda, and a hospital in West Coast region, a hospital in Far East. That's the program. It has been going on. We have built, I don't know, 4 or so. The 2 remaining are what's pending. That's what he's telling you. We couldn't do all at the same time. And please note that during our time, with 20 years we were in government, we were mostly sanctioned by the West. Unlike the coalition government, who had millions and millions of grants and these things from the Western world. But with all that, we were able to impact on the life of Gambians in all areas. Some people were asking Badri himself, where are you getting the money? And he used to say, from Alasba. So, the whole, what he is telling you is, Bala was a cabinet member throughout. He is telling you the program of the party is not conclusive. We have done those bits. If you want the road network also, he will have given you. With all what we have done, there are still some that are to come as we go. This is what he is telling you. Why are we doing it now? We are not doing it now. We are doing a press conference to inform. And he's adding that to show you that our collaboration with the NPP would add value to the NPP and to the government. That's what he said. We are not saying, we are not propaganda for that. What we have achieved is not propaganda, even if we don't do anything. Some of you are we are schooled in our universities. You will never have had university education. Most of us come from poor families. What used to happen was the then government, the ministers and all these things would give scholarships to their children and their friends' children and go. When they step aside, those people will come and replace us. We will just be clapping and clapping. When President Yame and the APRC built the university, with 90% of them on scholarship, almost 95% from the poor, from the rural poor. That has changed with time. Now that we can boast of a lot of university students, and most of them we are sent them. Remember, some 2 years ago or 3 years ago, about 100 and something postgraduate students came back. Those were sent by Jabe's government. So this is what we have achieved. Even if you close your eyes, you will see. Honestly, I'm telling you. Yes, you can talk about our limitations, human rights, democracy, whatever you have it. But I assure you, there is no perfect system. And sometimes, that's why when we came in, we said we are in opposition with a difference. You know why? We took discipline and Allah. We respect government. Even with all what they were doing to us, we were not insulting them. We gave them their dues, but we were engaging them to solve problems, rather than go into the street destroying things under private properties. We don't do that. So that's what we are saying. Sometimes opposition parties force government into certain action. That's the truth. So we are not using it as a political campaign. We are just mentioning that when the two parties come together, it will add value to the whole coalition, and the Gambians will benefit more because we will share ideas and experiences and better deliver to the people of the Gambia.
Thank you very much.
No, you know, some cases that the APRC nobody need or whatever. Without the approval of the leader.
Thank you very much. I want to make this known to the media. As the APRC is known, we normally always say the number of questions you want to ask. We've rented this place for 2 hours, really fun. Thanks to Honorable Dr. Fatma, say extended for another 1 hour. And it's like you have 9 days to go. We don't want to define one any law or rules as far as the APRC is concerned. So we want the appeal that this is the amount of questions we can take. But before we call it off, we want to make it clear, and whilst I say that, I want to invite the give vote of thanks on behalf of the APRC membership.
In the tomorrow's program, we want to, once we were on the show, we want to, all the people, we were supposed to invite them to the meeting tomorrow. But it was postponed. We postponed, we said we wait, we are too tired, we are not going to absolutely. Next. So, next week.
I also want to make this clear. There are people within APRC who are saying no to coalition. As a party, we respect the views and stance of people what they represent. As a party, it does not warrant anybody to right to organize rallies or meetings or events or activities under the name APRC without the approval of the National Executive Committee of the APRC. We have a very responsible leadership, and we are not going to beg and involve in such activities. There are laws in this country. We have the Election Act, and there is a body responsible for that. People who are in charge of the party, they have their names and signatures there. It's not for anybody to create a group under APRC. They can give you whatever name they want, but not APRC, and they can go on with their activities. That's the I think the national coordinator wants to say something that Bayan can be because of time.
But I couldn't make an
The opportunity is the interest of APRC
and the interest of Gambia and the interest of His Excellency said Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya Abdul Aziz. And the interest of Mohamed Yamanko Alasapanko, because Vile Betelana Kuforoti Sahamari Jadi, Dalilo Bembur Bea Namba Jaiba. Banko, Niadu Bembi, na unity Nanta unity Mirama, to Banko activity mame. Wado, President Adama Hino, Mamu Baro, Toya Tonya, take Pendolo. Toya Tonya, APRC, if they want to talk about 2016, up to 2017, up to now, Nageko, Elakanya CFP, Gambia Kono, Legacy, Nico Peggy, Julia, one week ago, Gambia, the Colbert, it's a battle faculty for a bravo from NPP and President Barrow and his team. What would be 10 Nilko Banna, what I got the right honorable Fabakar Keke, Dr. Bonjato Jata Ko, Nim Tula Nanta Dia Mulale, Adun Nindia Muta, Ananta Dia Lanyele. First, made the right honorable Fabakar Keke, Dr. Bonjato Jata, but Tentula, Mbajay. Go foro akaka foro ronnet what like Allah foro kake foro damane kabiri lumembe ndu no nana the right honorable Fabaka Keke Dr. Bonjato Jata Bulu ako bakso nal tembitela nali bita nimfata mfata APRC le nimfata mfata President Gamele. Thanks God to the right honorable Fabaka Keke. Bravo, may Allah bless you, may Allah guide you, may Allah lumen the Babylon Mansa with accord, with dignity, and welcome with pride. Yamabe, what APRC Kolo, time out again. Nintolo Bota Jang, Bite Solem, Lafta Futala Daming, Bafutan Lajel. Adun Salahu, with APRC, with NPP, it's a fucking conclusion, it's a done deal. May Allah bless the entire NPP and APRC. My voters card today, I can announce I am going to be the first person to vote for President Barrow. May Allah bless and protect and the entire team. Allah Barakabake. My able Ntenna Michael Landila, Mang Fangola Muso Kontong, my soft touch. I like you and I love you. Ntenna Michael Landila, na best friend Bejang, Menket Al Haji Suku Singateti, Momo Yalong, Kaira Kuo. Bedema kuo ka kuo mori ke kilindi wodo certain to Malijai. APRC, bravo, I am happy. Vanguard, God bless and protect. We are coming and we are coming in a big way. May Allah bless and protect the right honorable Alhaji Yahya Abdul Aziz James Tunkung Jamme Babili Mas.
Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. The world get vaccinated.
Millions of people around the world don't get this vaccine here. Coronavirus not something we do. It not sabi race, it not sabi gender, it not sabi tribe. It don't kill thousands of Africans around the world because it not been get cure. But the good news now, it don't get vaccine. Coronavirus not all man in business. So tell you people that where you like. On a member say, we all not safe till we all not safe.